What's your take on this? Because I think, a little surprised seeing this on social media yesterday. How great the game was, maybe the greatest Super Bowl ever, right? All of those type of things I see everywhere. I mean, I'm one that fantastic ending. The last hour of the game was incredible. But all those people out there where I want to go, the game was amazing, or maybe the greatest Super Bowl ever. I want to go, the first three quarters, it was one of the, I don't know, more underwhelming, sloppy Super Bowls in the history of the sport. So I'm kind of surprised to hear that. Again, the ending was amazing, but I did not find the whole game itself as entertaining as maybe some other ones, even last year or other great ones of the past.
Yeah, the spin I've seen on it is, it was great defense in the first half. It was drama. It was kind of like a slow burn. It was like a simmer that gradually boiled. And the first three quarters are all prelude anyway, if it's a close game. Like, how much time did we spend yesterday talking about anything that happened before the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter? That's when the game began. When the 49ers had a chance to essentially end it or manage the clock down to the point where they could have a walk-off field goal and win it. And the Chiefs went with the blitz, and Brock Purdy didn't react to it the way Patrick Mahomes would have. That was a great point that you raised yesterday, that Mahomes would have either thrown it around the blitzing nickel corner or would have done a fake and taken off, or they wouldn't have even blitzed one guy at Patrick Mahomes like that because they know what would have happened. So that's when the game started, when the 49ers did not convert that 3rd and 4, took the field goal, went up by 3, and then off went the Kansas City Chiefs. And there is something that is very important that I think we need to get at.
What's that?
And this isn't something I saw. I didn't see this. Somebody sent me an email, and the person said, I have a friend who claims the NFL is rigged, and I fight back against him all the time, but there was a moment in the fourth quarter in the Chiefs' final drive where it was first down for Kansas City, and Patrick Mahomes had a 4-yard scramble, and they gave him another first down. How is that not the game being rigged? When it's 1st and 10, he gains 4 yards, and he gets another first down. So I pulled up the game this morning after I saw the email. I'm curious to see, is this, because a lot of times it's just factually wrong. They raise something like that, and you go and look at it, it's like, well, you kind of have the facts wrong here. But it's worth kissing some frogs, because every once in a while you can trip over something. So we've got it. And now let me set it up. 1st and 10 from the 25 after the 49ers went up by 3, 19-16 with 1:53 to play. We're going to show you the 2-play sequence, which includes by far the biggest officiating error of the game that no one noticed as it was happening. Roll the tape, Pete. Here it is, 1st and 10. Patrick Mahomes coming to the line of scrimmage, has the ball, sees Travis Kelce right there, catches the 30, and clearly gets past the yard to gain. He gets to the 36 without question. They're in hurry up. No huddle. Here we go. 1st and 10 on the 36. 1st and 10 on the screen. Jim and Tony talking about first down. Wait a minute. The ball's on the 34. It was 2nd and 1. Look, there's the 2.
Right.
It's 2nd and 1.
Yes.
How? Chris, what? I mean, I've seen some spots where left foot, right foot, the guy falls a little bit. 2 yards in that moment of the Super Bowl? Are you kidding me? I would fire everybody for that. How do you do that? Replay assistant? In what orifice is your head inserted? How did everyone miss it? Now, the reason it was missed is because off the Chiefs went, but it should have been 1st and 10 on the 36 without question. And instead, it's 2nd and 1 on the 34. And here's the other question I have, Chris. Did it help the Chiefs or did it hurt the Chiefs? I mean, it was 2nd down, but it allowed Mahomes to do that little run and gain 4 yards and get a fresh set of downs. It was a 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1 may be better than 1st and 10 in that setting.
Well, maybe. That's to be debated. Either way, a first down, I don't think it's a game-changing moment. It's kind of shocking that could happen, right? I thought there was a number of spots.
Could have been.
I know. It could have been. You're right. I mean, it's inexcusable, like you're saying, for the magnitude of the game. The best referees are supposed to be on the game. So I understand what you're saying there, Mike. But I think in the big picture of things and what we're talking about here, No, I don't think it really affects the game. In a lot of ways, no. I think they would have been more happy if it's first down and keep rolling. 2nd and 1, you're going to call a play actually to go, wait, let's just call something to make sure we get the first down so we can keep that rolling that way. So, and in the big picture of things, I don't think it has a great effect on the overall outcome. I do think it maybe changed the Chiefs' mindset. It could have that. Oh, wait. Hey, it's 1st and 10. We're going to keep going aggressive. Oh, no, wait. It's 2nd and 1. Oh, let me get to something quicker, a short passing game just to make sure. So I don't know either. The routes themselves, I don't know either, because the way they, in common sense, watching the game, I kind of remember this, watching it, because honestly, Mike, and I think you're of the same thought here, there was 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3 spots of the game that I thought were very questionable throughout the game. And that was one of them there. But yeah, again, I don't think it was a huge difference maker in our final outcome.
Now, it was confusing from the standpoint of anyone watching because CBS called it 1st and 10. The graphic at the bottom of the screen said 1st and 10. The yellow line had been moved as if it was 1st and 10. If you're on the field, you don't see any of that. All you see is the 2. Now, what we saw, and I always thought they had 2 sets of chains on each side of the field where you saw the orange stick that is on the back end of the 10 yards and the stick you're trying to get to. Show this one more time. When they show the second 2, the 2 on the
2 on this side,
marker,
on this side of the field. Yeah.
Yeah. Watch on this side. There is no orange stick on this side of the field. Watch when they come up to the line of scrimmage and when Mahomes takes off to the right. I don't know if the person dropped it because they thought they were moving the chains. Maybe pointed saying, hey, Jim, let's go. Let's move the chains here. Oh, no, we're not moving the chains. They spotted it short. Well, there it is. No,
yeah, it's there.
It's there. Never mind.
Yeah,
he pulls back with it.
Yep.
He pulls back with it because he's getting ready to move. But it was there. Never mind.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's getting ready to move.
But
so
I hear
anyway,
you. It's an inexcusable mistake.
What if they sack him on that play? And instead of 2nd and 17, it would have been 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. That changes everything. Now, 2nd and 17 wouldn't have been ideal, but the point is he had a first down on the first play, and they blew it. They just flat blew it, not by a close margin, but by 2 yards. NFL, you got to have your shit buttoned up better than that in the Super Bowl. In any game, really. You can't have a 2-yard error on the spotting of a ball at any time, but especially when a team's trying to drive down the field and either win the game or tie it. It was inconsequential to the Chiefs, but at the same time, it's one of those things man, they dodged a bullet with that one. I mean, if they had screwed that up and if the Chiefs had seen that drive go to 4th down and hadn't converted there, that would have been the biggest controversy in Super Bowl history. Travis Kelce actually got a first down. Oh, wait, it was 2nd and short. Oh, wait, now it's 3rd and 4. Oh, pass was incomplete. 4th down, game's on the line. They didn't get it. 49ers win the Super Bowl. Holy crap, they blew the spot after 1st and 10. It's just one of those things where they should feel very relieved, but somebody needs to be very upset that Bill Vinovich and his crew, with replay assistant in the booth and somebody else from the league there serving as the oversight, Walt Anderson presumably, that they just got that wrong. That is inexcusable, Chris.
No, it's inexcusable. It is. It's supposed to be our all-star crew. It is the Super Bowl. We know what's riding. What's on the line for everybody. I'm shocked by it. Honestly, Mike, in a lot of ways, and getting back to kind of what we were talking about a minute ago, it felt like the game was a microcosm of the season in a lot of ways. Not necessarily greatness throughout. Nobody wanted to take it. A little sloppy. That was our NFL season this year. There was no team that actually kind of took over the league. The Ravens, of course, we thought were there. But even that, I don't think was oh, wow, they're dominating until late in the year. The officiating problems throughout, right? I mean, it was a microcosm of the year. And, Mike, we had a play earlier in the football game where a bad spot had already affected it. It was in the 3rd quarter. There was a bad spot. The Chiefs called timeout. They came out. They reassessed. They ran the ball up the middle and didn't get the first down. And because of that, hey, they ended up punting, and that could have affected them too. Who are you texting right now that you're laughing at?
No.
That's so funny?
I saw the text from Matt Casey about his 2-year-old's reaction to when I said the whales piss money away. Apparently, that's quite humorous to 2-year-olds out there who probably shouldn't be hearing me say that, but kids got to learn sometime. Anyway, you're right about that, and this was a blunder by Andy Reid as well, because they called timeout after the play on 2nd and 10. Travis Kelce makes the catch. Looks like he powers his way to the first down. Looks like he gets it. Now, knees down, where's the ball? But if you're going to take a timeout anyway, drop the red flag. Now, you lose a challenge if you do, but you also lose a timeout if you're wrong. But that's a pretty big moment. And let me tell you something. There's no way the ball was a full yard short. There's no way it was a full yard short. You see where the blue line was.
Right.
No freaking way that was the right spot. So,
inches.
Look, I know it's human error. That's why we constantly clamor for a full embrace of technology when it comes to supporting the officiating function, reimagining the officiating function, allowing the 7 folks on the field who aren't wearing pads and helmets, who are middle-aged, if not older, who are just trying to stay alive and process what they see in flashes and blurs with the naked eye. Help these folks out. Help them get it right. It's hard to get it right all the time. Use technology to get it right. Put something in the ball. Put something in the sticks. It isn't all that difficult if you just want to spend the money. Chris, it comes back to it. And the irony is they just took us all to a place where we spent a lot of money. NFL, spend some of the money you made in Las Vegas. Spend some of the money you make from DraftKings, FanDuel, and BetMGM. Spend some of the money that your owners are making as their investments, up to 5%, in companies that operate sports books, continue to appreciate. Spend some of that money to make your officiating product better before you have Congress up your butt. That's my advice to the NFL. And you know what? From my perspective, it would be good for business to cover that scandal, which is coming. I'd just rather not do it. I'd rather not the NFL be diminished. You know, Chris, they talk all the time about the public trust in the integrity of the game and all these cliches they throw out there to justify whatever punishment they want to impose on a player. Do they really believe that they want to have? Because they don't act like it. I feel like at times we care more about that than the people who run the league do. That we care more about the shield not being diminished. That we care more about not having the scandals. Now, it's not our money that would be spent to fix it, but we know they've got the money to fix it. If they truly care about the words they utter, they would fix it.
The time is now. I mean, it's ripe. It's the public's crying for it. I'm sick of defending it. I'm sick of talking about it all the time. I'm sick of seeing it in social media mentions. I mean, I think it would do a lot to kind of ease the public a little bit to spend money in those areas. And honestly, I think to spend money in those areas is only going to make them more money at the end of the day. It's going to make bettors more comfortable and not feel like the fix is in and that things are going the right way. So that's what I don't understand, right? The sport is, it's the biggest moneymaker in the world. As a league. You said it right. They got all this money coming in from all these different sports books. They got to change this aspect of the game where it's 2024. It's too much big money involved. There's legacies involved. There's people's jobs on the line. And that's where it's got to change, let alone to ease the consumer around the sport so they can just enjoy it. And I don't want to always have to defend the NFL to say, oh, yeah, it's not fixed and all that crap that goes along with it. I mean, it's amazing how much I hear that. And you hear it even in the airport yesterday. I mean, it never stops. And I think that would go a long way to stop that crap.
Hey, look, it all goes back to the comment that Roger Goodell made when they were opposed to gambling in 2012, before the Supreme Court opened the floodgates and they realized we can make some money off of this. So let's stop hating gambling as much as we claim to. Normal incidents of the game, like penalties, fumbles, drop passes, etc., will fuel speculation, distrust, and allegations of game fixing. That's why I asked that question of Jeff Miller, the chief of NFL PR, 2 weeks ago in a conference call. Possibly one of the reasons why I wasn't invited to the commissioner's press conference last week, because they know I'd go in there ready to put his words back to him and ask him to answer for that. One of the reasons why Shireen Williams, to her credit, who did get invited to this year's press conference and might not get invited to next year's, put his words back to him and forced him to answer it. Not that the answer was anything I didn't expect. Word salad, next question. But they need to understand that what Roger Goodell said 12 years ago has come to fruition. The only reason that we talked about the bad spot, the only reason I know about it from that first play of the final drive of regulation, Chris, is because somebody raised the issue with me under the premise of, my friend says the NFL is rigged. I say, no, it isn't. He says, how do you answer for this? Look at this. 1st and 10, he runs for 4 yards, and he gets another first down. Well, okay, factual error, but it all flowed from that horrible spot that CBS didn't realize was a horrible spot and called it a first down. So people are looking for signs of games being fixed,
of
officials being on the take, of something being amiss. That's why, and I'm saying this to everyone out there connected to the NFL and all the owners out there, and you'd be surprised how many of them pay attention to the crap we say, which makes me wonder how they made all their money if they listen to bozos like us. But be that as it may, fix your problems. Fix your problems. Spend the money and fix the problem, because what Roger Goodell said would happen in 2012 is happening. They can act like, well, we see some of it. No. If you only see some of it, you're not paying attention. We have to deal with it all the time. People are constantly looking for reasons to say the games are fixed. So fix your games. Not that way. The other way. Fix your games so they don't say they're fixed. If that makes any sense, and it probably doesn't.
Perception becomes reality. That's the bottom line. We see that with everything. Play, whatever. And we see it through social media and the internet all over our world all the time. I mean, to ridiculous extents. We got a few people that say Earth is flat, and a bunch of people jumped on in the whole world. And we're like, damn, I think it is flat. They're hiding for us. I mean, Steph Curry said, I don't know if we really landed on the moon. And like President Obama at the time had to call him and be like, stop, you're ridiculous and you're spreading bad rumors. Like, that's the world we're in. So, yes, this is a real kind of living thing like you're talking about. And little things like technology and taking human error out of the game are going to make everybody feel better.
Peter and I argued about this 11 days ago or so. The idea that Peter doesn't believe the games are fixed, they can't be fixed. And, we live in a time where people think the election was stolen 3 years ago. So at a certain point, you just deal with all the craziness. I think it creates a greater obligation to set the record straight. It creates a greater sense of urgency, Chris, to try to change the perception. Don't accept the fact that you're going to have a certain segment of the fan base that's always going to say it's fixed. Give them reasons to see that it's not. That's why we say do the XFL/UFL thing where all the deliberations of replay review are seen. The more that you take out from behind the curtain, the more that is there for people to understand. You know what? It really isn't fixed. They're not hiding behind the curtain doing a bunch of nefarious things. They're pulling the curtain back, and we can see. They're human just like the rest of us, trying to do their best, trying to get it right, talking through it the way that we would talk through it as we watch the replay to figure out where the ball should go. That's just one small example of the things the NFL can do to get the public to stop thinking that the games are fixed, because too many of them do. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.